What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Triple H now running WWE Creative, WWE doesn't want Shane McMahon to return, Kevin Dunn leaving, WWE Repackages Giant, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. And now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Stephanie and Nick Khan confirmed as co-CEOs. The WWE's corporate website issued the following announcement confirming the rumors fans had heard that Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan would serve as co-CEOs. WWE and its board of directors today announced the appointment of Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan as co-chief executive officers. Ms. McMahon has also been appointed chairwoman of the board, and Mr. Khan will continue to serve as a member of the board. These appointments follow Vince McMahon's retirement announcement on Friday, July 22nd. Stephanie and Nick commented on the move saying, "We are grateful for the opportunity to lead WWE together with our unmatched management team. We recognize this as a tremendous opportunity and responsibility, and we look forward to serving the WWE Universe." That wasn't the only announcement from the WWE, as it reveals something fans have been speculating about ever since Vince retired, as Triple H is now running creative. The WWE's corporate website also announced additionally WWE executive Paul Levesque will assume all responsibilities related to WWE's creative in addition to his regular duties. You may recall Bruce Pritchard was reportedly in charge of creative on Friday night. However, is the former Brother Love out of the picture? Well, not according to WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston, who reported on his Patreon page that according to a source, Pritchard is still running the writing team, but that Triple H now has the final word, similar to when Vince McMahon was in charge. Triple H being named as a new head of creative is interesting because we've already heard that Bruce Pritchard is running things. While it's possible that the Pritchard story is inaccurate, what if it isn't? This would suggest that WWE is being very savvy in its presentation of the new regime. Stephanie McMahon with the family connection to show stability, Nick Khan to reassure investors that the WWE's business wizard is still making big deals, and that Triple H, a fan favorite, will make sure the WWE storylines reach new heights of entertainment. The WWE stock has gone up 9% as of the production of this video, which suggests the WWE is succeeding so far. Though in the recent report from Fightful Select that a USA executive described Triple H's appointment as head of creative as an exciting change, and yet plenty of enthusiasm going forward despite Papa Vince stepping down. What do you think of Triple H now taking over Vince McMahon's main role, overseeing creative? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Paul Heyman working in creative. Now, another unanswered question is whether Paul Heyman will expand his role in the WWE's creative department. It's common knowledge that Heyman has helped with writing TV for Undisputed Champion Roman Reigns, and at one point Heyman was the executive director of creative for Raw. While Heyman and Stephanie McMahon were known for disagreeing on things in the past, it's believed the two have a better relationship. PW Torch's Wade Keller reports, "As I've talked about in recent months, it seems like to people that have seen them that Heyman and Stephanie get along. Like genuinely, there's a chemistry and a dynamic between them that's very positive." Keller commented on what Heyman can contribute to the company, saying, "He's so smart, he's so connected to big names such as Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey and Roman Reigns. So depending on how things shake out, Triple H and Stephanie may be leaning on Paul, and he could be their inner circle. And that would be quite a powerful trio of people who could take WWE into the next era on the wrestling side, Nick on the business side, and then Stephanie, Paul and Paul. So that's something to watch." While there is also a tremendous potential for the WWE to reach new heights under a new regime, it'll be interesting to see how things play out once people realize how much power they have and whether there'll be a fight to assume control of the WWE. They're in the potential clash of egos and things could get ugly fast. Next up, the real reason Vince retired? A recent announcement from the WWE may just reveal why Vince McMahon retired suddenly and decided to bow out as a WWE's kingpin. WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston recently tweeted, "WWE's 8K stakes in the company found $14.6 million in payments by Vince McMahon that should have been recorded as company expenses. WWE will reissue the financial statements for 2019, 20, 21, and Q1 22. Meltzer discussed the payments, saying it was not specified if the payments were to women that had previously been claimed were by McMahon personally and not from the company funds constitute some or all of that $14.6 million, but this would likely be something that, when uncovered, forced McMahon out of the company. Meltzer observed that this announcement means it's highly unlikely Vince McMahon will find his way back into the WWE. The investigation into Mr. McMahon's millions of payouts is still ongoing. Next up, WWE doesn't want Shane McMahon to return. What are the chances of Shane McMahon returning in lieu of Vince McMahon's retirement? Well, right now, pretty much none. Although the WWE's management team appears to be doing everything it can to create a picture of stability by putting familiar faces like Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan and Triple H out front, Shane O'Mac isn't expected back, especially behind the scenes. PW Torch's Wade Keller weighed in on this during a recent episode of the PW Torch audio show, saying, "I'm told Stephanie definitely has ideas. This is a job she's coveted since she was barely a teenager, maybe a preteen. I've told the story quite a bit over the years. Someone at the table said, 'Shane, someday you're going to be running the company like your dad.' As Stephanie was years younger than Shane, established her alpha attitude. She jumped in and said, Daddy's little girl is going to be one running the show someday, not Shane." The rivalry has been there. The divide between these two, I'm told, is still there. There's no reconciliation or power sibling team expected. Right now, Shane McMahon's name has not come up in terms of returning to the WWE in creative or as a performer. You may recall the rumors that Shane was sent home earlier this year after the Royal Rumble, as the story making the rounds was that Shane, who participated in this year's Rumble, was booking himself too strong, especially against top-tier talent. If the rumors are true, Shane was going to work a program going in through WrestleMania 38, but was pulled after the Rumble. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp claims that after the Rumble, Vince commented backstage that Shane would never get another pop in this company as long as I'm around. Nonetheless, Shane was praised in the past for his work booking at least one other Rumble. Was this year's incident blown out of proportion or a legitimate complaint? With so much likely going on behind the scenes, there's no telling what to expect other than the WWE is going to be tight-lipped about its internal plans. Still, Shane's popularity as a performer can't be denied, especially in markets like Saudi Arabia, which makes it possible he could return to the ring at a show such as the upcoming Crown Jewel. As for working backstage, never say never when it comes to wrestling. If the WWE were to suffer a reversal under its current leadership, there could be a move to bring Shane McMahon back by shareholders. Nevertheless, if there is a coalition against Shane, such as Stephanie and her allies, you can be sure Shane will be badmouthed to anyone looking for another McMahon to steady the ship. Next up, Kevin Dunn leaving? Is longtime WWE employee Kevin Dunn on his way out of WWE? Well, that's a talk making the rounds following Vince's retirement. Dunn, whose current title is Executive Producer and Chief Global Television Distribution, has been closely aligned with Vince McMahon, but Fightful Select reports Dunn will likely leave the company or forced out. Wade Keller added that Dunn is not a Triple H guy and he's not expected to be around a year from now. Cultaholics Aidan Gibbons discussed Dunn's long run in the WWE, saying Dunn has been with the WWE since he completed a university, being hired by Vince McMahon in 1984. He's been line producer of all live WWE shows since 1988 and has become somewhat infamous within the industry due to his constant camera cuts, especially during brawling segments on WWE television. Although Dunn has been criticized by former superstars and employees, his status as Vince McMahon's go-to guy seems to have made himself bulletproof. What do you think is next for Kevin Dunn? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE Repackages Giant. It looks like another Raw superstar is jumping to NXT. As you'll likely recall, Apollo Crews recently returned to NXT 2.0, and now Crews' former bodyguard, Commander Aziz, is now on NXT working a different gimmick. Ringside News commented, at Saturday's NXT live event from Cocoa, Florida, Aziz appeared alongside Cora Jade. The two wrestled a mixed tag match against Ivy Nile and Sanga, and were unable to win. And finally, a WWE legend in dire situation. And last but not least, former WWE superstar Mo, who worked in the 90s Tag Team Men on a Mission alongside King Mabel, is reportedly in bad health. According to a GoFundMe page that was set up from the former WWF Tag Team Champion, Mo has been in and out of hospital since a kidney transplant in 2018. The page notes that Mo was hospitalized after contracting COVID and was on an oxygen machine. Now Mo is dealing with pneumonia and has a number of doctor's appointments which have led to a number of bills. If you'd like to help Mo out, I'll put the GoFundMe link in the description down below. We send our well wishes to Mo for a fast and full recovery. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.